Big game coming up from Melbourne. It's the Victory outside of the top six looking in against Wellington. Flying high after 3 straight wins. They had a tough start to the campaign, but now things are looking up. They're 5th on the A-League ladder right now, the Knicks. Can they continue their run against the Victory? Desperate for success on their home deck before next week's Melbourne derby, the pre-Christmas derby against Melbourne City at this same venue.
It's easy.
And Andy Harper, what are you making of the way that the Wellington Phoenix are acquitting themselves right now?
Well, Speedy, I think they've done extraordinarily well. A lot of turnover in the off-season. They lost the coach, Mark Rudan, who moved back to Australia and doing great things with Western United, and that sort of turmoil is sometimes difficult to deal with. Didn't stop with the coach's departure, of course. Plenty of players left the club and their star strike line. Sarpreet Singh to the Bundesliga and Roy Krishna to the Indian League. 2 or 3 others. Captain at the back, Duranty, moved on. And Ufuk Talay, as a rookie coach, has had to remodel this team in his own image. A difficult start, as you say. Controversy, massive controversy last time they were here against Melbourne City. And now with a few wins back-to-back to give his team some confidence. He is poised for a big one here today, I'm sure, against Ola Toivonen's Melbourne Victory.
Both teams in the tunnel early and ready to go, just waiting for the all clear from our referee this evening, Stephen Lucas. It's the first time in 4 years that Wellington have faced the Melbourne Victory while above them on the A-League ladder. We're used to seeing it the other way around, but it is the Knicks on top of the Victory as it stands right now. There's 2 wins so far for Melbourne this season. Wellington have got 3 in a row. Can they equal their club record by making it 4 wins on the bounce? The Victory ended their season last time around at this venue in the finals. Apart from that, it's been pretty tight between these clubs. A lot of draws in recent times. 4 of the last 5 games head-to-head. Pressure on this man, Marco Kurtz. When he left the press conference last week, he said to the members of the press corps, "I'll see you next week, I hope so." And he is back and ready to go, and the club are backing him in for now. His record against Wellington is an unbeaten one. 4 wins and 3 draws against the Knicks. Most of those results in his time with Adelaide United, of course. Let's check the team news. And the Victory make a couple of changes coming off that loss in Geelong against Western United. Kiki Dobras plays for the first time in a month and replaces Cam Sober in the attacking midfield role, while Anthony Lesiotis comes back into the right-back position where he played a fortnight ago against Perth, and Storm Roo drops to the bench. Wellington are forced to make 1 change to a winning side. That's because of an injury to Alex Rufer, so the former Sydney FC man Cam Devlin makes his first start for the club. He has come off the bench in the past 4 games and has impressed the coach, Ufuk Talay, with those cameos. 21 years of age, it's his 12th A-League appearance all told. Sander bringing out the match ball. That's a nice touch in the Victory's final game before December 25 at home, that is. They'll be here as the away team in that pre-Christmas derby on Sunday week. Stephen Taylor will try and rally his side to a clean sheet. It's been 322 days since they've had one of those, but good luck stopping a Melbourne Victory strike force led by this man. He has scored in his past 4 games against the Knicks, Ola Toivonen. 5 in 9 this season. but goalless in his past 2. And Stephen Taylor will be looking to keep him quiet. Of course, Wellington have a Mexican star in form, Ulises Davila. Away we go, the start of a triple header on your Saturday night. Melbourne victory against Wellington, getting things underway. There's Traore, come off the boot as he would have liked, and poked away by Tim Payne, playing in that right back role. And look at Sotirio's pace immediately behind after a goal last week, and he has to settle for a corner as Broxham track back.
Wow, Speedy, what a nervous start for the home team. Robbie Cruz slipping, ball to Devlin, instinctively over the top. Traore, the left fullback, caught upfield, struggling to make ground. Lee Broxham struggling to keep up with Sotirio.
Corner variation. Just got onside, did Davila, but he didn't have the angle to whip it in and get it away from Lawrence Thomas. Broxham continues in the heart of defence. Game number 302 today. Still no Tim Hoogland to play alongside Donachie due to injury. Ricky Dobras has been told by Marco Kurtz to find his fitness on the training pitch over the last 3 weeks or so, but he's back in today, so he must have done enough to impress the coach.
And he gets a new opportunity playing behind the fully fledged front line of Cruz, Toivonen and the boot. That wasn't his privilege earlier. He failed to impress. Partly because of that, he's got no excuses now. And just on Tim Hoogland, a funny yarn from Paul Trimboli, the football manager here at the Victory. I said, how's Hoogland? What's the story? He said, going all right, Trimmer said. He came up to me today and said, I hit 31.9 kilometres an hour. And those who know Paul Trimboli will understand what he meant when he said, is that good? As Trimmers, as a footballer, those not au fait with the NSL, was a lover, not a fighter, put it that way. 31 kilometres an hour is probably what he would have hit on his bike. Anyway, the news is Hoogland is approaching some sort of physical shape to contribute to the Melbourne victory.
Piscopo trying to force it wide towards Payne. It was deflected for a moment. That's the modern chat, though. I remember Jamie McLaren about a month ago saying that he'd hit a certain speed to show the coaching staff and the medical staff that he was right to return from his hamstring concern.
And look, I'll have to confess, I'm not sure. There he is, Hoogland, the bearded one. Where that actually sits. I mean, how fast is 31 kilometres an hour as an athlete? What does Bolt run? Let's work back.
Well, Trent Bahaja's the one compared to him. And Trent Bahaja's quicker over the first 20 than
Can you put a number to
Bolt.
it, though, Speedy? Give us some context.
Well, I think they're up around the 37 k's an hour.
So Hoogland, as much as his absence is being felt, he's not going to hit a land speed record.
I think he'll get lapped by Usain and Bahaja. Trent Bahaja up next for Sydney FC against the Mariners in the second game tonight. Here's Piscopo, the Melbourne boy, finding Ball, and it almost broke back the way of Piscopo. Ball, who scored against Adelaide United in this winning sequence. Devlin plays with some confidence. The dummy from Davila didn't come off. All over the top of Toivonen was Taylor, and even though he won the ball, the free kick was given, and it's taken quickly by Dobras. It's a fixture that features goals. The Victory haven't kept a clean sheet against Wellington in 1,503 days. Expect plenty of action over the next 90 minutes or so as Basher exchanges passes and plays in Robbie Cruz, who forced himself wide there and didn't shoot after a fabulous through ball.
And it was a magic build-up. Basher really positive. Powerful play, you've got to say, out of midfield. Look at this. Great drive to sink 3 first attendant defenders, and then the through ball for Cruz was more than useful, and Robbie just outspooked by Luke de Veer. 2 Queenslanders going head-to-head in Melbourne.
Those 50-odd Serie A games behind Mitch and Basher, the Albanian international, played at the most recent Euros with Albania. It's another touch here, and can't pick out Cruz that time. He's made a bright start, hasn't he, Cam Devlin? You can see why Tale didn't hesitate when Rufa went down to throw in the former City FC man. Now, Davila. Kakachi. Complaints about a hand being used there. Doesn't matter now as Naboot took it away.
That shapes up as somewhat of a battle, doesn't it? Kakachi versus Naboot. 2 outstanding athletic specimens. Kakachi loves to get forward. Naboot loves to attack from his already advanced position. Big test whether he can leg it in defence with Kakachi as he pushes forward.
Devlin back to his feet after being nudged over by Dobras.
4 from 4 for Cam Devlin in one-on-one duels is concerned. And a very tidy pass over the top for Sotirio in the first minute. Good start by the young midfielder, deputising for the excellent Rufa.
Sporting stuff there between Dobras and his Mexican opponent, checking on his welfare as pass is sprayed by Steinman. Sotirio has to use his pace and gets another corner. Some media during the week talking about his goal last week when he lobbed the advancing goalkeeper. After learning his lesson from the week before, he felt like he should have done it when he had a one-on-one in Adelaide. And when he got that chance against the Wanderers, he took full time. Already looking lively down this right-hand side. Now it's all about the centre halves. Taylor, a la the England national team, coming from behind a teammate. Tim Cahill used to do that inside this stadium as well. Decent delivery, punch clear by Thomas. Took it off the head of ball. Naboot uses his explosive power and goes early, and Payne was in the passing lane.
Unfortunate for Naboot. That was the first head-to-head sign of the physical tussle. Naboot 1, Kakachi 0. Great opening for victory. Naboot couldn't find the last pass.
Maybe something we'll see at international level. Australia against New Zealand in the years to come. We used to see that fixture quite regularly. We don't see it so much anymore. Different confederations and all that.
Different confederations, but united in the World Cup, Women's World Cup bid. Speedy, that's great news, and we wish the bid organisers, of course, the very best. Hotly contested political situations with FIFA.
It's a Wellington player in a crumpled heap. There's no free kick for Piscopo, and it's play on for Melbourne. I think they're being encouraged to put the ball out. Surely Tim Payne will oblige here. He actually kept it in. And Piscopo is still down. And Dad is concerned. Here's a Melbourne boy, so plenty of family and friends in the house to watch Reno, who was on the end of this.
Bump on the inside of the knee there, was it, from Messiotis? Given the cut and thrust of senior football, it was a relatively innocuous coming together, but you get bumped on the right point and it can hurt.
He was 14 years of age when he went on a tour of Italy with his local club here in Melbourne. And then the family had to change their plans because Inter Milan came calling, and off went Reno to play for that club at youth level. Let's hope he can run this one off. He was untouchable, or touched too many times. Last time he was here, of course, he prompted a yellow card for repeated fouls against one player. Straight back into the action here and hearing the boos. There you go. You may be a Melbourne boy, but you're not too popular.
And it's shaping up as a really smart piece of work in recruiting by Ufuk Talay. The games he gets, he's shown enough to suggest that the more games he gets, the more telling the impact he's going to have for Phoenix.
Here's Davila. Plenty of space out here on the right-hand side. Payne was maintaining his width, and in the end, Traore could let it go. It was almost too easy for Davila, and he didn't find the right angle.
There's Lee Broxham following Sotirio up into the midfield, which drags Traore in for cover, leaving that space wide, and it was space that Wellington really should have used much better.
Do you think Payne has to come in?
I think the pass was a poor one. There's so much room to hit something that your teammate can gather in. Should be no room for error there.
Creating some overloads, aren't they, the Knicks? Working little 3-on-2 situations. Piscopo again. Playing with plenty of confidence. Nose in yellow. Fans getting a little restless. Too many passes being strung together by the visitors here. There's a misplaced pass.
Look at the press from Wellington, who in their scouting of Victory would have realised that Victory dynamic on the counter in an open space with their front four attackers. But playing out from the back through midfield, not a forte of this team at the moment. Ufuk Talay is making sure that he doesn't allow them any leeway at all. Victory's back four playing into midfield and getting the attack and the build-up started. He's not allowing it. Victory haven't settled as a result. 12 minutes in, they've barely had a touch.
It was in this fixture in round 5 when Wellington and Ufuk Talay saw some tangible reward for their style of football with their first point earned this season. Here they are on the front foot. Piscopo wants the return ball, and well done Lesiotis for getting there. Dobras back down to Toivonen, and that's a handball. Clearly in an unnatural position, even though it was from close range.
Well, this is the sign of players starting to get on the same page with each other. And then on the play out, Toivonen looks to bring the ball down, and Davila with the handball.
Wellington know all about the handball rule, don't they?
I'm sure if they do, Speedy, they're still trying to work out the last time they were here. But the whole thing is, and I have to say that views are shared by a few people around the place.
Got a handy one in their favour last week, of course. Is that what they talk about it all evening out in the end? You get some, you lose some.
Well,
it was Pierman Schriegler, wasn't it?
it used to be like that, Speedy, but the incursion of technology makes people less forgiving.
Dobras can keep this in. Cruz is screaming for it. Nice execution. And the cutback finds the boots, who was closed down by De Vere in the nick of time.
A nice move from Melbourne Victory. Taking them 15 minutes, truth be told. Dobras in advanced territory and just rewarding the run of Cruz, whose first time cutback had plenty of promise. And the boot with a deflected shot on the way in, but nice cutback, good opening from the boot. I love the way he received that and opened the body to the far post, but the defence did well enough. Steinman just getting his toe on the end of it.
Jakob Poulsen to swing it away from Marinovic's goal. Here comes Basher. Plenty of Wellington players at the drop. And a clash of heads, perhaps. And the Wellington player came off second best against Basher.
Well, Basher showed great determination to try and make something of this. Thundered into the back of Cam Devlin. And not for the first time today, was in the right place at the right time for his team.
Garchi had to be quick. Lesionis there to pounce and plays a good vertical ball immediately to Dobras. De Vere is coming up with some handy plays already for Wellington. Great to see him stringing so many games together again.
Yeah, he was discernibly relieved at that fact when we talked to him quickly after the warm-up.
Sliced in by Naboot, misread by Payne, and Toivonen denied by Marinovic. A goalkeeper in splendid form.
Well, it's a good height, this one, for the keeper, as they say. And Payne misreads it. Toivonen caught by surprise, but adjusts beautifully. And it is in the sweet spot for the keeper. He still has to be good enough to get there, which in current form he obviously was going to be. But a good opening, nice strike from Toivonen.
This time they'll work the 2-on-1. Poulsen looking for a flick on was Toivonen. Last touch off the Knicks again.
Good pressure from Melbourne Victory. Repeated efforts on the goal. Marinovic having to marshal his troops, has to be on his own game at the moment, being a spectator for the first quarter hour, really.
Toivonen just loitering on the corner of the box. Looking for any flick on. It's Devlin again, the most diminutive player. He gets the header clear. Now Toivonen in position to whip one back in. More of a slicing motion again. Comfortable for defenders. And Cruz's pass behind his teammate.
Yeah, just a little out of touch today so far, Robbie. His first full outing here last start. It was a brilliant first half from him. Capped off by the goal that ended up winning it for his team. A little off his game in these early exchanges here.
Villa turned to the referee and said, what about that little challenge I got from behind? Why wasn't there a whistle? Stephen Lucas says, let's get on with it. Devlin told to turn, then he saw Basher coming. Again, it's a ball in behind Traore for Sotirio, who hit the deck. Not a whole lot of contact there, but he'll get a corner out of it.
That's a disappointing outcome for Wellington, and even considering they still got the corner, but Sotirio got himself all in knots here. He really lost track of that ball, took up no position to protect it. Could have been a very, very dangerous situation. A little bit of a high boot there as well, although there'll be no sanction for Toure. Corner to suffice, but again, this is the third time now this left side defence for Victory has been breached by that ball over the top. Real worry for Marco Kurtz.
post run, but it's delivered deep for Taylor. Piscopo couldn't keep it down. He couldn't have asked for a better chance to score in his hometown.
Well, it might have been a totally different scene with a little correction in technique. Nicely worked corner. Taylor, very difficult to beat one-on-one from these set pieces. Under pressure was Piscopo. Toivonen making a nuisance of himself, and he had to rush it in the end. Couldn't control the effort, but next time, if he gets one, he might well do so. Bit of an escape for Melbourne victory.
Basher with time to look forward, but there was no one to hit. Traore trying to make something up and going forward. That's a better turn from Cruz, who drives right through the middle. Robbie Cruz, deflection. Don't think it was really going to trouble Marinovic, so they'll take the corner.
So in the end, they get a decent result because the shot was a tepid one. But the lead-up was scintillating. I mean, this is the draw card that's Robbie Cruz. So tight, the turning circle. And then incredible acceleration. Game awareness then to link with the Swede, Toivonen. Just couldn't get the shot he needed, but they get the dividend, the corner.
He debuted against Wellington as a 19-year-old and scored that day with Brisbane way back in 2007, Robbie Cruz. Header from Basher, who's been threatening to get on the end of things. Donachie keeps it in, and the boot lets it roll. Traore. Middle aimless. Lesiotis can swing it back in if he likes. Straight into Sotirio. Kakachi does shield it away from an opponent, as Andy Harper would have been pleased by. Breaks the way of ball. Counter-attack is on here. It was as though he thought Davila had company there. Eventually, he passed it to the playmaker. And a little opening was lost, perhaps, to launch.
Yeah, a little lack of awareness from Davila, which is really what we've come to expect from him. He's really started to get some momentum as an A-League player. He lacked awareness then as the opportunity on offer.
Kane can turn and go. Bench was letting him know. Sotirio dragged Broxham a long way from home. Little 1-2. Sotirio's pace is causing all kinds of headaches. Traore has got a beef with those further ahead of him, but what are you making of Traore's return to the A-League?
Well, he's not at full fitness. Speaking of star players coming back from injury, Traore is still in that category. So nowhere near his best yet, but Broxham getting pulled out of position and then not having the pace to go with Sotirio in the 1-2, and Adama's asking for more help from his wide attackers, in this case, Andrew Nabbout.
7 corners already in this game. Oh, and Thomas backtracked, and grateful to see it land on his crossbar. Assistant was saying no touch, and I think he's overruled the referee in the end. It's a goal kick that's been given.
I think the ref actually waited for the assistant to give him the tip-off. The ref, you can see there, his view slightly obscured. He's sort of thinking, I reckon the keeper saved that onto the crossbar. He's taken the tip from his assistant. I think it's the right call.
The tip-off on the...
Tip-off from the...
No tip over.
That's it.
Last touch off Toivonen, who turned around, thinking he might get a whistle with De Vere, very physical. A match-up that you forecast in that interview. Not that De Vere was too focused on the one-on-one with the Swedish international. He's going to face his fair share, though. Cruz gliding past and nudged off it by Piscopo.
Great balance. Fantastic balance, and was just looking to hit that release ball. The referee came and awarded the free kick as it was earned. Just holding his hamstring, his left hamstring, Robbie Cruz. Let's keep an eye on that one.
Sure, the victory bench is right now. That pass did him no favours, and he moved at it a little awkwardly. Jackie Dobras just slowing down the free kick here.
understands his dad. You want a piece of me? Cam Devlin's giving it. You want a piece of me?
It is a nonsense that IFAB and the lawmakers have opened back up again. Dobras gave away the free kick. Get out of there. But the rule makers have said, oh, you can stand over it, and if they kick it into you, then it's play on. I mean, just ridiculous lawmaking. Free kick is given. Get out of the 10-yard zone. Let us get on with the game. No look pass from Sotirio, and it showed. Little clip from Toivonen, who stood over Davila. He's been angrier this season.
Well, he's still cooking from the contact from De Villa, which you picked up in commentary. And the last two times he's been there or thereabouts when the ball's been in play, he's left a bit behind. Gave Steinman a little nudge, and Stephen Lucas out of the corner of his eye took note. And then on that one, he has to walk up as the referee to the captain of Victory and say, listen, just call it. A little less Zlatan, a little more Bjorn Borg.
Oh, clever little back heel there from Ball. And Davila in a tangle. Leslie Otis had to be careful. Likewise, Donachie. Plenty going on here. 50-50s all over the place. And Wellington winning more than their fair share. Finally, there's a bit more time on the ball here as Wellington retreat to one of their centre halves. A fixture that the Victory have dominated, 20 wins to 8 down the years. At this venue, it's 6-2 in their favour. Another Wellington player takes a tumble.
I thought he got the good one then. And the ball is talking to the referee. What about that one? Basher got him a ripper.
That ball nearly into 50-50 territory, and won back by Sotirio afterwards. Picked the pocket of Basher, plays in ball, and tracking back in time and getting goal side of Sotirio was Jakob Poulsen. Dobras finding a space for decision making. Basher not punished for losing possession just moments ago. Now in the boot. Can't keep that one in. Disappointing cross from the Socceroo.
Well, disappointing outcome for Victory in that last attack. But this was just poorly constructed. A brilliant opportunity. They pinched it so nicely. They set the trap and it worked so brilliantly. And then Sotirio failed to orchestrate as was required. He's in control of the team's destiny with the ball at his feet, numerical advantage, players in support, and the defence retreating centre field. He's got to take control and be decisive.
Debuted 6 years ago this week. Hasn't enjoyed games against the Victory historically. Former Wanderers man. 90th appearance for him today in the Hyundai A-League. Roxon able to advance. Traore, little angle there. Cruz got it through the legs of Payne. Then he ran straight into the back of him. Victory fans are screaming obstruction. Cruz has copped a knock. And the referee is going to explain why there was no whistle.
Oh, I thought that was a pretty clear obstruction, to be honest. Mate, what else do you got to do? Honest to goodness. Steps across Cruz, a little bit of an elbow for dessert as well. Poor decision, ref. Nice escape act from Payne.
Another chat for Ulla Toivonen, who just saw the replay that Andy Harper picked the bones out of, and asked the same question of Stephen Lucas, and the game didn't get out of hand because he's missing a few of these.
Well, that's textbook obstruction, isn't it? Textbook. Anyway, players miss passes, goalkeepers drop shots, refs make errors. Welcome to football.
Game management becomes a bit tougher. Here's ball. We'll have another go at it. That's a foul, and that's a booking, I think, is it? Oh, look out, that might be. Hands raised by Donachie, and this is what happens after all these 50-50s and non-calls. Suddenly it's boiled over in a game that means so much to both clubs. It is a yellow for Donachie.
Yeah, sufficient. Definitely a yellow card challenge. Leaving the ground, catching ball, who's picked up a couple. I don't think James would plead not guilty on that one. And the player charges in, he's going to put his hands up. And I'm glad the referee didn't intervene on that particular exchange. That would have been overkill. But it is simmering, Speedy, and you sensed it.
And Steinman has gone into the book as well for being second man in.
Yeah, well,
not so much
reasonable.
third man in, but
That's
escalating things.
I think that's reasonable.
He's saying, what about my blood lips, sir?
And a nice little bit of spice in the game, though. The game does mean a lot. Wellington looking to roll on after a slow start. Victory looking to get going after really no start at all by their standards.
We've got two refereeing Supremos alongside us, Andy, in our commentary box. One on our right, one on our left. And they'll have some words of advice for Stephen Lucas on how he can manage games after this.
Well, they're going through a fair bit of ink, Speedy, let's put it that way. Writing furiously. Highlighter pens going overtime.
So one Wellington player standing in an offside position here. Giscopo about to deliver. And a foul is committed.
Well, Lesiotis does well to get anything on that under duress, illegal pressure as it's turned out. So dangerous from set pieces, Stephen Taylor. And the youngster Lesiotis did a great job.
Marco Kurz just had a little chat to the fourth official after asking him to come over and explain that Cruz decision a moment ago. Did it very calmly, though, while others around them are losing their heads. Taken away from behind by Payne. Got a fair chunk of the ball as well, but the free kick given. Nice run. And just not the weight. Naboot was onside there. Cards out again. Basher this time. So 3 yellow cards in less than 3 minutes.
His swoop now, it's a yellow card as well, there's no debate about it. Basher sliding in on Davila, the real danger man, the Mexican, settling so nicely for victory for Wellington. He's an A-League danger man.
Kakachi. Star on the rise. He won't turn 20 until the next off-season. By then he may be off to Europe, perhaps. Basher first to react. Wellington won it straight back, and now Sotirio v Broxham again, who keeps getting in the road. and would love to be playing in midfield, but required in the heart of defence. There he is winning another header, as he does so often, despite his stature. Oh, that is solid contact. And it broke for Davila. And it's a goal kick at the end of it all. Now, Cam Devlin is going to bat for his teammate there. Paulson seemed to come through with real aggression and lost out anyway.
Well, the turn got him, but he was steaming. You're right. In he comes. Ball's gone. Bodies clash. Beautiful. He's a clever player, David Ball. He's got some really nice touches.
Playing his last game in his 20s today, David Ball. Turns 30 on Monday. Lovely ball out. Right into the stride of Traore. Bends it for Cruz. Delivers first time, and Taylor in the road, who had to be busy with that secondary clearance. Piscopo being blocked off by Lesiotis. That was important defensive work from Lesiotis. If Piscopo had been able to turn, there was something on.
He's done some very impressive things today, Lesiotis. That was one of them, Speedy, I agree with you. Traore releasing Robbie Cruz. There was a moment of real danger for the home team brewing. The boot just couldn't quite make up the ground, angling in from the right flank to get into a goal-scoring position to meet the Cruz cross. Lesiotis tied up the counter-attack as Wellington looked to pounce. Great work from the youngster. Here he is again. Very good play, Lesiotis. Very good.
Early ball after the heavy touch from Donachie. Trying to get Sotirio away. It was the right idea. The angle allowed Thomas to come and clear. Wellington enjoying more than 60% of possession here. And now in a dangerous part of the pitch. Lofted over, and that time he did get back to tip over. Lawrence Thomas backtracked just in time. What a clever attempt it was.
Well, we'll give the benefit of the doubt that it was a blindside effort at goal. And Thomas indisputably does so well to tip that one over. He's causing all sorts of grief, is Davila.
Corner routine, an interesting one. Went back to the man who was actually standing on halfway. Back in by Kakachi. Taylor. It's what they like to get worked from those set pieces. Oh, he nearly got on the end of that. Not by intent from Davila, but he nearly found the former Newcastle United man. Mention that possession stat, Andy. Is that what the Victory have to get used to under Marco Kurtz, or does he not want it this way, or where are they at?
The fact that there's no clear answer to that at the moment is part of the issue. On the ball now has to be way more dominant.
Lovely pass and a boot fired into the chest of Taylor. It appeared they claim a handball, nothing doing on that front. Possession not the be-all and end-all in football, of course, but I'm sure the Victory fans would like to see a bit more from their team.
Well, they're certainly used to year in, year out watching a team, at least at home, that bosses opponents around. This incarnation not quite there yet under this new coach, and I'm of the opinion that, he's not in my employ and I'm not paying his wages, keeping the club afloat financially, but it's a big call to come in to a club like Melbourne Victory after such a long period of stability, to then be the coach that you are. So I'm prepared to cut him a little bit more slack.
Dobras with guile. Tried to find Cruz first time around. Broxham brought it down. Paulson with the outside of the boot flicked. Wellington again, so sharp. Kakachi is overlapping here. Beautiful touch and skill from Piscopo, who uses the left back now. Tried to whip it across the face for Ball, who'd found room at the back post. Naboot with strength. Left Devlin on the deck. Is this the victory's moment? Not with a ball like that. Toivonen on top of the box all alone. If Naboot could have found it.
Oh, no end product. Everything else was impressive, including the way he dealt with Cam Devlin, which on the evidence of the first half just about to elapse is no mean feat. Devlin's been great for Wellington, but Naboot just flicked him off like a fly. Great bump. That's how you use your body. And then with the field opening up, couldn't find the solution.
Second time that Naboot has crossed poorly from that side. Again, nice pass from Lesiotis out in front of his teammate. It's a back from Paulson. Another victory player playing out of position, Anthony Lesiotis. Not many would have expected him to play multiple games at right back. He's so impressed in that role, he displaced Storm Rue here this evening. Steinman. No surprise to see him go into the book. He's had his fair share of yellows already. Committed more fouls than any other player. Good link-up play again from Wellington. Kakachi onto his rights, and Thomas guarding that near post.
Well, they're looking pretty slick, Wellington. They're looking pretty slick. Kakachi cutting onto his right. He made a good fist of that one, actually. Not his favourite. But he got the strong shot on goal. Pretty comfortable for Lawrence Thomas in the end. Very slick build-up from Wellington in great nick. Arvanix at the moment.
Basher under pressure. Steinman played it well enough, and Naboot was in an offside position.
And this is the problem the Victory are having. We just watched that last little possession. It's a great snapshot. What Melbourne Victory aren't able to do is play against the press that Wellington put on. Wellington box them in and Victory play into it. They've got no one in midfield who's going to drop a shoulder or let the ball run and turn out and reshape the picture. Very predictable, and Wellington are eating them alive.
What a win from Devlin. Bit going on in back play after that as well. He released Piscopo. Davila again can't link up as he would have liked with Payne. Pass forced him wide. Back to Steinman. Look at all this space as we close in on half-time. Wellington gets some reward for another terrific showing on their travels. Taylor, emphatic header over the top of Toivonen. That would have been a very soft free kick. Referee adjudicated that one well. Cruz to Paulson. Space ahead of him. Naboot making his moves. Lesiotis used. Toivonen the target over the top of Payne. No foul. Ufotale wanted one. And Sotirio there to help out. Early contact there from Broxham, just nudging Ulysses Davila off it. Lesiotis, great find. Dobras! Back off the post! Well, that would have so pleased the coach and taken a big weight off the Austrian shoulders. if he'd found the bottom corner there. Again, it was Lesiotis with the incisive pass. Here he comes. That touch just getting away from him. One of the victory's best in this first half.
He's done really well, Lesiotis. That was a great attack and beautiful touch from Cruz to set it up. Dobras with a really nice effort on goal. Denied by the post. And keeper Marinovic beaten. A lively first half, this one, Speedy. Very, very watchable. Wellington playing some great stuff. And this victory's best moment. Beautiful from Cruz. Great effort from Dobras, who looked pretty disinterested thereafter. Not anticipating a celebration or anything.
And in basketball, they would say follow your own shot. Comes back and get your own board and tap it away.
There are multi-sport applications to that theory, Speedy.
Everyone was just watching and admiring, and that hit the post flush. Clever flick. Basher between a couple of Wellington players. Victory finishing the half strongly. Wanted it back in a boot, but Devlin got there. Dobras flicked it back towards Basher. Cruz trying to work an angle, being held onto here by Sotirio in the wrestle. A free kick is given up. And you know who'd fancy it from here? A player who played for both of these clubs.
You're going for the Fink.
He'll be watching on back in Brazil.
You're going for the Fink.
Guy Finkler?
Well, I don't know. Is this yellow card territory? Edge of the box, attack away, free kick. Referee, no doubt whatsoever. I just wonder what the threshold for a yellow card there is. Josh Sotirio making a nuisance of himself. Gee, his team needed him there as well, just quietly. But there's no Finkler. Who would you have, he or Toivonen?
Well, guess who's equal 10th on the Melbourne Victory's all-time goal scorers charts? Toivonen and the Fink. This would be some way to separate them. If Ula can give us a Brazilian-like free kick here. There's Guy Finkler against the Wanderers from a bit further out than this, who brought the house down, approaching full-time. Now with what may well be the last kick of the half, what can Toivonen do? Marinovic has his ball sorted. Toivonen! It's wide, big build-up, and a bit of a letdown. There goes the half-time whistle, it's goalless. Not due to a lack of chances. And nearly the showstopper right at the end of it all from Ulla Toivonen. They finished the half with a real flurry, the home team, after Wellington had dominated large patches. And at the break, it's goalless. Stay with us, Adam, Bozza and Robbie. Back to break it all down right after this.
be speedy. This would be speedy.
Yeah, hello, Chris.
Hello, Jordan.
I got you there, loud and clear,
Got
Brendan.
you there,
Thank
yeah.
you very much, yes.
Alrighty.
Excellent. All right, thank you and good night. Hello. Yeah. Speedy, you got me there?
Marco Kurtz joins us now. Can you hear me,
Excellent.
Marco?
Got you there, loud and clear, mate. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Melbourne Rectangular Stadium. First game in a Saturday night triple header of A-League action. Sydney FC against the Mariners coming up right after this game. And then to the west we go as the Glory play host to the Wanderers. See the victory are keen. First team back out there to get ready for this second half. Leslie Otis, a shining light. The youngster playing that right back role. Still learning his craft, but trying to get on the same page as Andrew Naboot, who's playing ahead of him. And the Melbourne Victory coach, Marco Kurtz, good enough to join us. I'd imagine you didn't want that first half to end. You really finished with a flourish there. Marco joins us now.
Hello, hello.
And you finished that first half impressively, Marco. No, we've got gremlins in the system, so we'll let that interview go. Thanks for your time anyway. Marco, we'll let you get back to your coaching responsibilities. Wellington ready to get the second half underway. And away we go, a goalless first half. Normally goals in this fixture, and plenty of fouls in tonight's iteration. And that may be the quickest foul after a kickoff this season. Ulla Toivonen take a bow.
Well, that's probably the least calculated of the fouls committed by the Victory skipper. He's had 15 minutes to cool down.
Flick from Sotirio was tidy. Found ball. He got it back to Steinman just. Eluding Cruz. Broxham again forcing Sotirio wide. Finds an angle. What a ball that is. Into the area. And he was clipped there. Kept his feet. Might work out for Piscopo again. He might have used a hand to bring that ball under control anyway. Wow. That was a big opening.
Beautiful ball from Sotirio. Definitely ball's progress was impeded. Well, I say definitely, that was my impression. He kept his feet. Nothing came of it for Wellington. If he goes down in a heap, is it a penalty?
We'll check it all out in a moment. See how much contact there was. Melbourne's active fans a little restless, trying to get their team inspired here at the start of the second 45.
It's a beautiful ball from Sotirio. No, it's just a stumble. Just lost his own footing there. So I stand corrected. Eagle eyes of Stephen Lucas, the ref, got it 100% right. And what also remains true is that otherwise it's a great chance for Wellington. Beautiful pass from Sotirio.
Gee, Devlin is a marked man. Upended by Dobras again. And that 15-minute break at halftime has done nothing to ease the tension and cool a few blokes down, Andy.
And Kiki Dobras was there putting pressure on the Devlin. It's not a lot of contact, really. Just not to say it wasn't a foul for the contact, but you know, the audibles, the groans, the life-ending thuds.
Pretty gloomy evening in Melbourne. Lights beginning to take over. Sotirio trying to roll his man. Broxham was holding him up, and Basher tidied up in midfield. Basher, one of 3 Victory players booked in that first half. Steinman, the only one caution on the ball now, so far as Wellington are concerned. Piscopo just showed it to Naboot. He broke the way of ball, so strong on the ball. Sotirio got in his teammate's way. Ball was ready to wind up and take a strike on from just outside the area. And Sotirio had the same thinking.
and apologises, but he had plenty of time to make an assessment, get out of the way. Again, clever control, sole of the foot, then the drag. Going for the 1-2, Soterio, the speed bump. Just as Bull was about to shoot for goal. Very impressive game from him so far. Hasn't nearly got the goals return that his general play, I think, suggests is warranted.
Dobras just missing the boots in the team to make those kinds of passes. Very important role for the Austrian playmaker. Playing behind such a talented attacking trio. Donachie won it. Dobras can have another go. Cruz, central. Great body work again, Devlin. Just ease Cruz off it. Little stumble by Lesiotis. And allows Piscopo to stride out. Ulysses Davila around the corner. Soterio eventually brought it under his control. And Kakachi earns a corner.
Earned it, but a little heavy on the touch. Kakachi is normally more lively than that in attacking areas. Bouncing around here's Soterio saying, I know it's yours, David, I know it's yours, David, but I really want a shot.
Ten corners in the game. Piscopo delivers deep. And the big header from De Vere, did it cross the line? It's over. Second time around from Steinman. And there were claims, and they're asking the VAR just to check whether De Vere has scored here.
What a header. Wow.
No.
What sensational play from Luke De Vere. Probably, in truth, should see this more often than not. Taylor-esque. Taking a leaf out of the Englishman's book. That is a towering piece of work. Ball was there, couldn't get the elevation. Steinman couldn't keep his shot down.
There are some people who see those underside of the crossbar jobs and think they can tell you whether it's gone over the line or not on first inspection. That was one of those ones you couldn't. And the replay backed up the decision made by the assistant and referee in real time.
He's in good form. Luke De Vere's had such a riddled run with injury. Fit and firing at the moment for Wellington.
Now Payne, one of many New Zealand internationals in this team. Or squad at least. Nice move from the boot. And he ran into Davila but didn't give up on it. And there's an angle there for Cruz. Dobras was further up the pitch. Toivonen waits. And again they get back. A couple of Wellington players to cut that one out. Taylor composed as Toivonen tried to approach on the blind side. A couple of draws here last season against the Victory, including a 3-3 when Mark Rodin was in charge. Traore. Look at the pace from the Ivory Coast man. Pass behind Cruz, still time to retrieve. Tries to play in Cruz second time around, and Taylor was no nonsense that time. Back header gave Dobras a chance. And it's a shake that goes out for a goal kick, but only just.
Never looks set. Appeals for the free kick. What a burst upfield from Traore. That takes you back a couple of years. Taylor again. He's done a great job for Wellington. Dobras lining up. Calling for a free kick. There's clearly not one there. welcome burst from Adama Traore. So good to have him back in the league. Full season out with an ACL. This takes him coming back from, psychologically if nothing else, but he's looking better and better each week.
Gold Coast United and then the Melbourne Victory before all that success overseas. Playing in the top flight of multiple countries, including Switzerland, where he lifted many a title. Space here for Piscopo. Kakachi utilised instead. Still Libby Kakachi. Finds Davila. Shot blocked. Keeps on going, the Mexican. Uses Piscopo this time. Tricks his way past Lesiotis. And Basher in the road. Thought Piscopo may have been able to use Kakachi there. He made a nice run in behind. Steinman growing in stature after a shaky start in the first month in the A-League. Ball wasn't on, but Sotirio put the thumbs up.
Well, you know what I like, Speedy? I like watching a team that plays as an incarnation of their coach. And this has got to put Tale as a footballer all over it, this Wellington team. Really tight combinations in midfield. And when he's going through the recruitment tapes, he sees, well, this is Davila, and he thinks, I'll have a piece of that. That'll look beautiful in my team, the way I envisage it. And as a rookie coach, he's putting his stamp on this, is Tale. Good on him.
Yeah, said in the pre-game interview that there were 500 players that they cast their eye over to come up with these imports. Lovely Kakachi. Piscopo on the turn. Right side of the pitch is open. He knew that. Didn't get the pass there quickly enough, and Olsen pounced.
Just not sharp enough. So the last two possessions for Piscopo, just not sharp enough. Certainly not reflective of the way he started the game and the way his form generally has been building. But he's had a couple of opportunities recently, and he's just not gone with the required intensity. Devlin, on the other hand, shouting at his teammates, hasn't missed a beat all game. Great performance from him.
Not too many 21-year-olds with 12 games under their belt that are demanding more of their teammates like Devlin is. Here he is again, judging the bounce, heading it straight to Piscopo. As a result, they're on the front foot again here. Proxim wasn't sure how, but it works. Lovely layoff Toivonen. Naboot with power right through the middle. Cruz with pace. And well tracked back by Payne. Approaching the hour mark, and signs this game could be about to open up. Bossing possession and territory again since the break. The visitors will equal a club record with 12 points out of 12 in a 4-game sequence.
He thinks it's close. He can feel it's close for Wellington, really close.
Kakachi. Sliding in, Basher has to time those challenges. Devlin was held back.
Well, that tackle from Basher, Brenton, was much needed. But you saw when Basher slid in, wins the ball. There's no Victory player anticipating for the cover-up, so for the recovery. So Phoenix go and set it again, and the issue to get a spark for Victory, they've got to start getting tighter. Players receiving in yellow, receiving the ball, turning, passing without an inch of pressure on them. Cam Sober soon to be injected. Good move. Dobros has run out of juice. I'm assuming that's going to be the change.
This is Davila, teases one, looking for De Vere again. Donachie got his head on it first. Back in by Payne, good shape about it. Donachie first to react again. Oh, that ball was won by Dobras, then he followed through and it was right in front of the referee, and he's going to wait for a tip here because it could be worse than a yellow for Kiki Dobras, who was about to be substituted. Now, was this a tackle worthy of a red? That's the debate. He is off. And what a turning point in the game. It's a straight red card for Kiki Dobras for kicking Cam Devlin. They took a little time to size it up. There was advice from the assistant referee. There was advice from the fourth official. And in the end, it's a straight red. And Cam Sober won't be coming off for Dobras now.
Well, is this clear that he was kicking at a player? That's a massive turning point because he was just about to leave the field anyway. And there's little question that it's dangerous play. No, I didn't see a lot more than that, however, Speedy. Let's see.
Remember to Young, when you play against Elvis. For example, I play against Elvis. He's here. Inside, depends, and he's a small guy.
No, he's not kicked him. Dumb decision. Free kick, he's gone to win the ball. No, no red card. And if that has been a video intervention, Speedy?
I don't think so. On field. So the VAR won't be overturning it, not a clear and obvious error by the book, although, Andy Harper, you think it is?
Oh. To me, that's not violent conduct. He's left the ground to play at the ball. You can't just leave your hips back on the ground once he's looking at the ball, he's gone to play the ball. No, he's not extended his leg. I can't see a red card, I'm sorry. No, if anything, he's tried to pull the leg back.
And there wasn't a great reaction from the players. It's one that the referees look on differently to players. Marco Kurtz can't believe it. Controversial decision from Stephen Lucas. Plenty fancied a red card was going to come at some stage in this game, and it has.
Well, the grand irony was 5 seconds from being substituted. Kurtz now has to re-scheme, and Wellington Phoenix got dudded badly last time they were here with that Louis Fenton handball against Melbourne City, and they've been gifted one here. That's not a send-off in a month of Sundays. I'm sorry.
Is it even a yellow in your opinion?
Well, I could have written that because it's dangerous play with your foot up high. But to extend it to a red for violent conduct, not having it.
Can Piscopo rub it in here from 30 metres away? It won't come down in time. And that was a really lengthy stoppage in the game as well that will surely be added on at the end of this game. Kiki Dobras took a long time to leave the pitch after being stunned by seeing the red card.
I mean, once he's played the ball with his foot, he can't then detach the leg and leave it back on the ground. Here's the resultant free kick. So, Speedy, the nuts and bolts of this, having given the straight red, VAR could have come in and said, hold your horses, or not.
They could have said, if it's not even a cardable offence. If they think it's yellow, then they're not going to get involved. And you just said you could have lived with a yellow. So VAR is not going to overrule it.
No.
But I don't think they would have said if you gave a yellow, you better upgrade that to red either on video evidence. But when I saw it in real time, I thought maybe red card. And I'm on the same angle as the assistant who weighed in on it. Villa. Devlin. That possession count will probably only skyrocket now. It was already around the 60% mark for Wellington. Now they're playing with a numerical advantage. Right through the middle goes Davila.
Well, they haven't needed the numerical advantage to dominate possession, Wellington, so it'll be more of the same. But if you're looking for a silver lining on the cloud for Melbourne victory, is that they've still got three enormous weapons on the field in counter-attack. And they'll, bizarrely, being camped around their penalty area, might seem bizarre to some, Robbie Cruz is going to save a lot of juice not having to run up and down the field chasing overlapping fullbacks. But from these situations, maybe a little better victory can do something. It is a bizarrely, ironically, a big opportunity for them still.
Cruz looking for Naboot. De Vere dropped off. Assess what was coming very early. Great reader of the game is Luke De Vere. Now Sotirio's on the move. Dropped over the top of Donachie. Broxham got back in time. Finds Naboot as well. Toivonen delayed the pass and fired it into Steinman in the end.
And if I'm Marco Kurtz, I'm still looking at Cam Sober. Victory are going to defend deep. They're not going to have much of the ball. Their best chance is broken field. Enter Elvis Cam Sober with his speed. Actually, this is tailor-made for him to come and do the job for his team.
Who you're taking off?
Either in the, depending on how Robbie Cruz is travelling, we don't have the intel on that, Naboot or Poulsen.
What a sliding doors moment. He was about to come on for Kiki Dobras, who probably saw Cam Sober standing by halfway and thought, this is my last action in the game. I'm going to make Devlin feel it a little bit. Sotirio blocked off after laying it off. Look at that skill from Davila. Pasha slid in, won it. Piscopo complained. Here goes Cruz. Poulsen making a nice run. Robbie Cruz. And it's out for the goal kick again. He just can't get the power in those long-range strikes like he once did.
Well, the ball actually didn't line up for him to slip the pass or shoot. It was awkwardly placed. But this is the template for victory. A little bit of open field. Robbie Cruz, an immense athlete, just couldn't quite line up to shoot, and nor could he get the outside of the boot in his assessment to feed Naboot, who was just to his right.
Ten shots already since half-time. That was just the second from the victory, and there's still a quarter of the 90 to go. Plenty of space available in the wide areas right now, the way the victory have readjusted since losing Dobras. Steinman. Sotirio back to Davila. Ball. That pass not on. So the Melbourne victory off to their worst start in club history with those 8 points through their first 9 games. They're only 1 point off the bottom of the A-League ladder. How does Marco Kurtz get a morale-boosting result here? Wellington are going to make the first move. Very aggressive one as well. Piscopo, the winger, is off. And Gary Hooper, who scored his first A-League goal in his first A-League start at this venue, is on.
Great pedigree. And, you know, this change is all about Wellington dominating the ball and putting a goal poacher in the penalty area. I believe that the trend of the match will be, and understandably so, because they've set the pattern already. They'll work the ball up into the attacking third. They'll dominate possession. And what they need is someone, a craftsman in the penalty area, to finish off their lead-up work. Enter Gary Hooper.
Interesting dynamic. Wellington attacking the end where the Victory fans wait. Melbourne attacking the end where the Wellington fans are stuck away in that corner. A decision clearly made by Wellington at the toss, you would have thought. Cruz was held back briefly. Gets his fair share of decisions by keeping his feet and demanding them. Fair enough too.
Attracts his fair share of fouls as well. It's whether he's played domestically or for the Socceroos, it's always been as though Robbie's had a bullseye on his back. But the longer he's out there, Speedy, the more hope Melbourne Victory have. He has been the one player, I mean, Toivonen outside of this conversation because he needs the ball to be delivered to him. Robbie Cruz has been the one player who's been able to break Wellington up. Paulson hasn't been able to, struggling now to win possession.
Great 50-50, won by Lesiotis. Marinovic, not the connection he was after, landed on Paulson's head. Steinman sees a man between the lines. Gary Hooper now leading the line. And Wellington provide him with a chance. Devlin. And Lesiotis told away, and he obliges. Doesn't get it out of play though. Hikachi keeps it in. Oh, beautiful link up between Hooper and Davila, who can't find the target yet.
He's got the taste for it too. He has not been. It's not been possible for Victory really to dispossess the Mexican. He might have controlled that shot a little better. Bouncing pretty high. It's a tough ask, but it was a good leader. Cooper's first touch, drifting into that space and then being the wall pass for Davila.
Six goals this season already for Davila. 6 shots without adding to that category so far here. And it was a handball. Victory bench up in arms. And the boot. Oh, he was okay until that. The show of dissent. And he's in the book. Interesting change being arranged by Marco Kurtz. Looks like Jay Barnett is going to be the first cab off the rank. An 18-year-old getting ready for his Victory debut.
Marco Kurtz just need to remind him he had to take his bib off.
He's got plenty of advice. It was all going through his head and he forgot about the bib. Here's the delivery. Sotirio getting there. And what was the endeavour like to get on the end of that from Sotirio? Andy Harper will dissect that in a moment. Lesiotis defended it well enough.
Well, that's not a big assignment, that one, Speedy. He just lacked the desire to get to the ball.
Looked an inviting ball to attack, didn't it, at the back post. Here's Lesiotis running rings around Sotirio, and there's a yellow card. Stephen Lucas getting the advice of 15,000 Victory fans. Not that he needed it. So it's Basher off and Barnett on. Fresh legs in midfield. The 18-year-old who played 3 games for the Brisbane Roar last season. Grand total of 32 minutes. And he gets about 20 minutes or so here.
Well, that's a big call, in my opinion. Basher, 100% fit or not, couldn't say. But he's the one midfielder for Victory who's been showing anything like any ball-winning capacity. Assistant's flags up. Stephen Luke has only just seen it now.
It's a handball then, I think, and he might be adjudicating on. Yes, that is the decision. Spotted by Greenshields, Lance Greenshields, that is. So Basher off. Another one of the Victory's visa players withdrawn for an 18-year-old Aussie to slot in like for like. Donachie eventually took the free kick that not many saw. Devlin. It's in his game style, isn't it, to flick the ball away and accept the contact, and he's forced Toivonen into the book as well for that late challenge.
Did he get the look from Ola? He's rolled his hip in to Devlin. Referred to by Marco Kurtz as the elf.
Foul suffered by Cam Devlin would be almost up to double figures, it feels like today. Oh, Kakachi wanted a better ball than that, and Davila knows it. There we go. He's won 7 fouls so far, and there's been some that he's been upended, and it's been advantage played to Wellington. Just 9 goals scored so far in 9, nearly 10 games for the Victory. And a bit of a grind at times. Fans are doing their best though. That's the second time that Thomas has had an ordinary connection with his clearances in the last couple. Kakachi stolen in back post. Devlin's seen him. He'll get there. Kakachi! And a little touch proves very handy as Kakachi never gave up on it. Fouled Thomas in the end, but they were that close to going in front.
Beautiful ball to the back stick. Devlin's been on fire today. Look at the weight on this. Direction perfect. It's a good fist from Thomas. Kakachi is not allowed to leap for the ball there, apparently. Good run by Libby Kakachi. I'd want him going for the ball there. Anywhere inside the 6-yard box, you breathe on a goalkeeper and it's a foul.
Lawrence Thomas has a save of the round contender. That was goal bound, wasn't it, from Kakachi? Even though Donachie was trying to get there, I don't think he would have kept it out, but for the keeper's touch. Tell you what, Roof is going to be good to get back in ahead of Devlin.
Once Diamond's had his best game, in my opinion, today as well. He's very good. I've been waiting for him to show us what he's about. The German, former youth international, but he's been very good today. This is where Victory need Cam Sober. It'll put the frighteners through the Phoenix, Speedy, I'm telling you. If he comes on with Elvis, he is in the house, by the way.
Oh, Lesiotis again. After Barnett had his heart in his mouth, giving it away in the centre circle. Sotirio staying down, clutching at a shoulder. Davila was trying to bend it for Hooper. Now, the referee explaining why he stopped play once the Victory goalkeeper got his hands on it. Because it's not a head injury for Sotirio, it's a shoulder problem. Another Victory player has talked themselves into the book for dissent. Is it Poulsen or Broxham?
Poulsen, I think. Lesiotis wins the ball cleanly. Sotirio hits the ground heavy. Oh, it's Broxham, you're right. Can't pick my 6s from my 8s.
You lost the 50-50 there, Harps.
It was hardly a hard one.
the 40th game in charge for Stephen Lucas in the A-League, and I think he's learning a lot today. Lee Broxham trying to tell his teammates to calm down after he lost it moments ago.
I would have thought the stoppage sort of helps Victory at the moment. Anyway, it takes some momentum out of Wellington. Extra breather for Victory, playing a man less, the sending off of Kiki Dobras. Strange that they'd react like this.
Another attacking player on. That's the end of the section for Sotirio. So both wide men, Piscopo and Sotirio, withdrawn. Young McCowett will slot in. Impressive young New Zealand international.
Yeah, he's a goal threat. He's a real goal threat, actually. Very single-minded about his football. I love watching him.
Steinman wins another aerial duel, and here's McCowett straight into it. Hooper trying to stay on side. I'm not sure he achieved that either. He's blaming McCowett for the ball, but I reckon the flag was up if Hooper had been found. There's another opening that promised a lot more than was dished up in the end. One for Toivonen to chase. De Vere reading the bounce and spin perfectly. Oh! Paulson. A challenge of a midfielder who knew he wasn't one of the 6 Victory players on a booking already. Really late. That's 7 yellows and a red against the Victory.
Well, in fairness to Jakob Paulson, he got there as fast as he could, Speedy.
Ufuk Talay is just alerting the 4th official to that. He's blowing up at Marco Kurtz because his team has been the victim of all of these challenges and all of these yellows. Kiki Dobras actually picked up a yellow before the straight red, so a yellow would have seen him sent off anyway, just reflecting on that earlier moment. What happens when you rack up that amount of disciplinary issues? Harps, you get a fine
like
or
basketball.
talking to?
I don't know, you know.
I think it has been in the past in some leagues, maybe even the A-League. Not sure if it's still the case. I think the expression failing to control your players was what Ufuk Talay was on about, as he waved his finger at Marco Kurtz and got a similar reaction back the other way. McCowett tricked his way past, back to his feet after being held up by Broxham. Defending with a back 6 almost, the Victory, and then 3 in front of them. Oh, Taylor went in ball and all on Barnett, who stood up. Cruz isolated. Look at all those yellow shirts around Robbie. Good luck with that one. Keeping it in his possession somehow and earning a throw, and that'll do for the Victory.
How well did he do? Well, there's no movement at all on the Victory bench, just the one change so far. And given the circumstances, their table position, their spluttering form, perhaps understand, maybe try and interpret Marco Kurtz's mindset, but he's got a get out of jail card on the bench called Elvis Campsober.
Advantage signal after this man was fouled. Inside ball, Traore gets there, Toivonen, this is their chance. Couldn't keep it down. Angled for that top corner, but overhit by Ulla.
Well, everything stopped. Everything stopped. So much time. De Vere gets as close as he feels comfortable, then holds his ground. Toivonen with time and space. I was fully expecting at least a save to be required from Marinovic. Toivonen misses everything.
Trying to keep that goal-scoring sequence going against Wellington. Scored in all 4 previous games against them. What a flick from Davila. Gets it back from Hooper. Lesiotis to the rescue again. The teenager in the right place at the right time to slow down the Mexican. Steinman. Hooper presents again. Barnett got a foot in the road. Kakachi pulls wide. Entry dropping deeper and deeper. Steinman along the deck. Ball in behind. Tried to poke it out in front of McCowett. Look at this. An umbrella shape around this Victory defensive block right now. Kakachi right across the face. Devlin, a star of the show today, Cam Devlin. One A-League goal for him as a Sydney FC player. Dynamic move from Cruz, and it's another yellow card. Cam Devlin, you can have one too. Oprah's turned up. You get a card. You get a card. Everyone gets a card.
Well, it is Christmas, Speedy. Been great today, Cam Devlin.
Changes aplenty. Wayne is on. Elvis is on. Steinman off. Isn't it? Very good young player, Ben Wayne. Can he have the final say? Andy Harper's been calling for Elvis. Cam Sober in the building and on the pitch. Barnett goes to Toivonen. Good looking shape and had to be careful defensively, didn't he, Tim Payne, after taking off above Cruz.
Just under hit it. Toivonen, good run from Cruz.
Not Naboot's day. Scored their first goal last week. It was looking good, wasn't it, for about 2 minutes after that, and then Western United turned that derby around with 3 goals before half-time. Sober pokes it away, only as far as Devlin. Quick ball in. Another one whipped across the face, kept alive by Wayne. He might just be the man for Wellington, the youngster. No way around Traore. Cruz so clever in these situations. Happy to settle for throw-ins. How much stoppage time is there going to be at the end of this one? I often ask you for the prediction, Andy. You got a feel? How much injury time do you fancy?
Well, the Dobras one took a while. Benches have been empty, almost.
Kakachi delivers. Look at Broxham, spring heel, ahead of Wayne, and right of McCowett. Free kick given up by Wayne.
I think it'll be in the vicinity of 4 minutes, Speedy, I'd say. 4 to 5.
It's the start of 3 games in a row at Amy Park. One of them as the visiting team in that derby. Right now, a point that will lift them up the ladder a little above the Jets. They went above Brisbane last night, courtesy of a change in goal difference. Aggressive throw from Traore. Landed on a Wellington head though, or with Devlin. Can go back to Davila and he can advance as far as he likes. Victory happy to drop into this defensive shape. to Taylor. Look how advanced he is to provide an extra number. McCowett backtracked across the face. Hooper, and on the follow-up, teammates getting in each other's way again. Shoulder to shoulder went Cam Sober. McCowett with a half-hearted appeal for a penalty. Now who's that against? It's against Toivonen as De Vere went underneath him. Five minutes it is. Is that enough time for the deadlock to be broken? Don't see many nil-nils between these two clubs. Devlin. Hooper can't get across the face of Donachie. Devlin can't slide it past Barnett. Sober could have gone down. We'll take the throw instead. Marco Kurtz trying to get a message across. Did he use a hand there? No. Referee well positioned to say, play on. If they score, they'll check it out, and they might just score. Well, Toivonen tried to lay it off, did he? Cam Sober didn't quite work out. One back high up the pitch by the Victory, and Cruz will take it on. Lesiotis trying to tee it up for Toivonen to attack. And well done Tim Payne for getting a body on the much bigger striker. Marco Kurtz will make another change at the next stoppage. One more up his sleeve. Flicked into Hooper. Again, Barnett does well. Davila trying to take on the teenager. Run into Cam Sober. That's Elvis's role at the moment. Help defend on that right-hand side for the Victory. Whipped in. Maybe looking for goal. The way that he hit that, Callum McCowan. Teammates at the back post, really. Davila pulled off top of the box, and we've seen them go in from there, but Ufuk Talay doesn't want that kind of end product. Great reception here for this man. Robbie Cruz running out 90-odd minutes. Berating for the fourth official. Storm Roux is on. Defensive change, as you'd expect. Marco Kurtz will be pretty happy after playing all this time with 10 men to hold on for a point. They did hit the woodwork in the first half through Kiki Dobras, who was then sent off. He'd already picked up a yellow card. He then picked up a straight red. A hotly debated decision, but now Hooper trying to tee it up. Toivonen straight through Devlin again. He's got to be careful here, Ulla Toivonen. That mean another red card and suspension as Hooper tried the extravagant. Gets a corner out of it. May just be the last one of the game. As Wellington fans hopeful of a late show as Davila delivers. That's what Roux is out there to do. Got his head on it. Cam Sober not fouled. Davila to McCowett. Victory come in numbers and win it back. Sliding in Davila, but that will do for the Victory. And was that Cruz substitution during this stoppage time period that might add on a few more seconds?
3 months.
Ufuk Talay wants another 20 seconds added on for how long this throw-in is taken. Apologies for the fruity language, but Talay is understandably a little frustrated that his team has been unable to break down the victory. Looks like their unbeaten run will continue, though. Plenty of action in the game, and it all comes to an end after 95 goalless minutes. Marco Kurtz has to be content with a point. Lawrence Thomas didn't have too many outstanding saves to make. It was just hard yakka in front of goal for both teams. Marco Kurtz and Ufuk Talay trying to win this one in peace after pointing fingers and waving them at each other about 10 or 15 minutes ago. It's a game to dissect, plenty going on. The referee had a big say in it, and full time at the Melbourne Rectangular Stadium. It's the Victory and Wellington 0-0.
Come on, Ed.
So when will their season find a spark? The Melbourne Victory. Big question marks heading into that pre-Christmas derby against City at this venue in 8 days' time. They'll have to find a new playmaker. Kiki Dobras will be serving a suspension after his straight red card. Will Lee Broxton be able to push back into midfield at some stage? Will Tim Hoogland return to the Victory? Robbie Cruz and Toivonen gave their all, but no goals in this one as we check in with Andy Harper.
Yeah, thanks, Speedy, with Cameron Devlin. Reprieve today from the bench, from the stiffs. Alex Roof has been doing a great job, but, mate, you made every post a winner today.
Yeah, thank you very much. Obviously, yeah, Alex Roofer being our assistant captain has had a fantastic start to the season, but yeah, with him out with an injury, I'm always wanting to get my chance and grab it with both hands, and yeah, unfortunately we couldn't get the win, but I feel like we definitely dominated the whole 90 minutes, and we probably should have got a little bit more out of it.
There were some flashpoints in the game. How did you see the attitude of the players and your inability, I guess, to actually ram home your advantage?
Yeah, obviously our start to the season wasn't fantastic, but coming off a draw here about a month ago and then 3 wins, we came here with full confidence, and we came here knowing that we can and we should grab 3 points, and yeah, like I said, I felt like we dominated the game, and yeah, probably should have got a little bit more out of it.
Well, Cam, you're as good as anyone on the field today, there's no doubt about that. What do you do to keep your spot in front of Alex Roofer, who's been great for the team?
Yeah, obviously he's been great, and for me, I just go into every training session wanting to do my best and to improve every day, and